Hi everyone. Welcome back to another session on SQL Server. So today we are looking at uh, mathematical or arithmetic functions. So first we'll go ahead and create our database. So create database. I'll say day 8 demo. So let me just execute this.
B is for text. B is for beats. Text.
Okay, so my database is ready and I'm connected to the 8 demo. This is the database. Now I'm also using that particular database. So now let me just go ahead and create a table. I'll call it as financial matrix. Okay, let me just go ahead and create it.
This.
Okay, there we go. The table has been created. Now I want to insert some values into it. So if I just do select star from financial matrix. Okay, it's a null table. Okay. Now, if I go ahead and run it or insert some values, and then I execute this one. Okay, so now I'm able to insert some value. So basically, I'm having project ID, budget, and actual spend. Okay. Now, next, let me create another table, which we will call it as spatial data. Okay. Okay, yes. Now, if I want to execute, select. Okay, again, this is a null table. And then I also want to insert 3 rows. Okay, and this is what we are getting. So again, if I go ahead and execute this, and this is what we're getting. So we are getting point ID, angle in degrees, coordinates. Okay, this is what we are getting. Okay, now apart from that, let's go ahead and do some operations. Okay, now if I want to aggregate, okay, I've also already seen shown you how aggregates and groupings works. So since we have not touched base every aggregation, so this particular query will I mean basically you can see I've done a count on project ID. I've done a sum on budget and sorry, average on actual spend, and then minimum of budget and max of actual spend. Okay, and then I provided the alias names. Okay, so now if I go ahead and execute, okay, so now you can see what we are getting. Count is 3, so we have 3 records. Because there are 3 different project IDs, so we are getting count of 3. So sum is 400 points. This is the average, and then we have minimum value and the maximum value. Okay. Now, if I want to round off, okay, I want to round off. I want to round off budget to 2 decimal places, and this is how I can do that. So budget first I'm displaying as raw data, then rounding off to 2 decimal places, and then we are using another function called ceiling, which pushes up to next integer, and then floor, which pushes down to previous integer. Okay, so if I go ahead and execute, so this is the actual value. So this is rounding off, and then if we are looking at um, round up means like 101, and round down is nearest integer is 100. Okay, now next, so if I want, apart from I mean general arithmetic operation, we can also do like if you want to find the difference between 2 numbers, so you can just use a subtraction sign. Okay, and if you want to find the absolute difference, then use the function ABS, and sign basically tells us if we are under any budget or over a budget. Okay, now just giving like 0 or 1, or in case like if it gives the exact value, or if it matches, it will show as 0. Okay, so it will show if over, then it will show 1, if under, it will show -1, otherwise it will show if equal, it will show 0. Okay, so now you can see what we have here is budget, then actual spend. So now you can see the difference and over or under depending on that, because it matches, right? So it is giving us the exact value. Okay, the sign. Okay. Now, apart from that, if I want to find randomness, okay, so or I want to generate random numbers, I can use RAND, okay, as pure random float numbers, and cast function is basically used to convert a particular number, okay, and then an operation +1 is basically to add to it. Okay, now if I go ahead and execute.
Ah.
Okay, so it's just generating a random number, and then this number has been multiplied by 100, and then it has been using cast, it's converting it to an integer, so the decimal places is gone, and then it just adds 1 to that particular number as a random percentage. Okay. Next, yeah, so if you look at some scientific and spatial math, so basically, if I want to find out root, square root, or power, so basically, so first, like we have x coordinate, y coordinate. If I want to get square, so you can use the function square, and if I want to find out square root, I can use the function square root, and then power x coordinate to the power 3. Okay, so this is how we can do that. Okay, so these are x coordinate, y coordinate, and then we have squared numbers. Okay, the sum of the squared of squares of x and y, and then square root of square of x and square of y, and then what we have is power. So if I'm using power, x coordinate cubed. Okay, by getting power. Now, apart from that, we also have some logarithmic functions and exponentials. So we can use like x coordinate. So if I want to find the exponential value of x coordinate, log or log 10 value of x coordinate, these are the functions that we are supposed to use. Exponential for exp for exponential value, log for x coordinates, and log 10 for base 10 logs. Okay. Okay, so we are getting the exact, the values. Okay. Apart from that, if I want some geometric conversions like pi, degrees, or radians, so we have a function called pi as pi value, which will just generate a pi value. And then we have radians of a particular angle. And then we also have degrees, like if you want to convert the radian value into degrees, so we can also do that using the degrees function. Next, like for trigonometric functions, we also have sine, cos, tan, and chord values. So basically, so we get all the trigonometric values as well. Okay. Now, apart from that, if you are familiar with inverse trigonometry, or if you still remember your inverse trigonometry, so a sine, a cos, a tan 2, all these values also we have. So like, for example, a sine of 1, if you want to find the degree, or a cos of 0.5, the degrees, and a tan of 1, or a tan 2 of y coordinate and x coordinate. If you want to convert it to degrees, you can do that as well using these functions. Okay. Now, okay. So basically, for arithmetic operations, these are the functions that we can use for for arithmetic operations. Apart from these, if you feel there are any other functions that are missing, or if you want me to touch base on any other functions, feel free to reach out. I will definitely cover those functions as well. So with this, we'll wrap up this particular session. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Thanks.